What Socrates says is that he learned what he knows about love from a woman named Diotima, and that Diotima taught him that love is not a god, because gods are perfect, and love still has yearning in it. It yearns for perfection, it yearns for beauty, it yearns for completion. And the gods yearn for nothing because they are whole and perfect. So love is not a god. And yet love is not pure animal lust the way it is for Aristophanes. Love is a spirit, a very powerful spirit. It is a spirit which connects heaven and earth. It is a spirit which connects the profane and the sacred. It is a spirit which connects the physical and the metaphysical. It is a spirit which unifies the dissonant elements in our soul, and it unifies the dissonant elements in our relations to other people. Love, then, is something that mediates between the gods and men. Now, what's interesting about this is that most of these earlier speeches about love had been, at least implicitly, homosexual. Socrates' speech indicates that he learned about love from a woman named Diotima, which is a move away from that homosexuality, but it's not a move towards heterosexuality. Don't get this wrong. Socratic love has almost nothing to do with sex. In other words, it has a physical component to it, but only the most attenuated element of physical connection. Socratic love is a union of souls. Socratic love is an attempt to create something permanent amidst the change of human life. Socratic love is an attempt to connect at the level of souls. And because the soul has no gender, the connection of souls is neither heterosexual nor homosexual. It is only, in a very attenuated and metaphorical way, sexual at all. It is the communion of two souls in an attempt to create something eternal and perfect and divine. It is an attempt to create perfection in your own soul and in the soul of your beloved. There is the wonderful passage in which Socrates says that he learned from Diotima that love is the yearning for eternity. It's the longing for immortality. And that's a beautiful poetic line. It's one of the greatest lines in the history of philosophy. Love is the yearning for eternity. It explains a lot of things. You ever seen a schoolboy carve a heart into a tree and say John and Jane forever? It's easy enough to see how John and Jane got there, but you always wonder about the forever and why that should occur to a schoolboy and every schoolboy. It's because when we fall in love, there's something in us that yearns that this should go on forever. And that amidst the comings and goings, the construction and the destruction, the development and the retrogression of human life and human things, it offers us a glimpse at something permanent and eternal and perfect. And in fact, when we fall in love with someone else, we are not falling in love with their body. We are not falling in love with the meat that's there. We are falling in love with their soul. And we are falling in love with their soul only insofar as that soul gestures at something permanent and eternal and perfect and universal. And that is the form of the beautiful. If you remember the last lecture where Professor Ricciuti explained to you the Platonic theory of forms, the divided line where we move up the ladder, out of the cave, to the realm of light, well, one of the things that is up in that realm of forms is the perfectly attractive thing, the perfectly lovely thing, the perfectly excellent thing, and that is the form of the beautiful. A perfect, eternal, transcendent beauty that all people recognize and cannot help but wish to possess forever. Their lover, anytime you fall in love, you'll notice that nobody else sees why your lover is as beautiful as you think they are. The reason why is that they're looking at the body and you're looking at the soul. You see something, or at least what's hinted here, is it's something that goes on forever and that only your mind or your soul can apprehend. Bodies have nothing to do with it or next to nothing to do with it. It gives you a stimulus towards thinking about the loveliness of an individual soul. From the loveliness of an individual soul, you extrapolate and you move up to the loveliness in many souls. And then from the loveliness in many souls to the loveliness in the human soul in general. And from the loveliness in the human soul, the loveliness to knowledge, to eternal things. You are moving up the cave, moving out of the realm of shadows and appearances towards reality. Diotima, in teaching him this doctrine, called pursuit of beauty, this loving desire to create something permanent and eternal, calls it the ladder of beauty. The ladder of beauty is a kind of intrinsically attractive force that perfect love generates in us. It forces us up out of the cave, out of the world of shadows, to the realm of final appearances. Consider the following case. Go back to your grandparents. Your grandparents, when they were married, were probably 20 years old, and they're probably both beautiful, perfectly at adolescence. If they were still in love at 70, it's not because they were still beautiful. What they fell in love with was each other's souls, and the soul goes on forever. And even if they are not beautiful any longer, they still see a kind of beauty there. It hints to them at something that goes on forever. And that's why it's possible to love someone that isn't physically around anymore. Because love, real love, refers to the soul and not the body. And whether the body is there is more or less irrelevant once you've found the true beauty and the true love, the true wisdom. Love drives us on towards philosophy, towards virtue, towards perfection.